This video is going to look at using the Google Drive app for storing and creating files and folders. I am using it through Glow on my web browser. You may have access to Drive through your local authority. It should look similar, but there might be slight differences. I'm opening this up from Glow, so I have the Drive app already installed on my Launchpad because it's one I use regularly. If you haven't already added it, you can use the app library to do that. We've looked at that in other videos. Key advantages here of using Drive as your central app for Google Workspace is instead of going to docs or slides or sheets to make each type of file, if you just get familiar with using Drive, you can create all of those files and more, but you're doing it in one space. So you get one landing page, one screen, one sort of file structure to get used to. The other benefits of using just Drive generally are that you don't have to carry pen drives about. You're not limited with saving files on your computer, and because they're in Drive, they're in the Glow cloud, so you can access them from any device, whether that's in your setting, in a different school or establishment, or even if you're working at home, you can always access the same files and folders. So I'm going to go ahead and open Google Drive. And this is my landing screen. It's quite busy. I've got lots of files and folders. You can see some of my most recent files are at the top. I've then got a row of folders and then just all my loose files across the bottom. You can change it to just one list with the list layout button here. And it will just turn that into the files at the bottom. And files and folders will just go into a list. And I can also change that back by pressing the layout button. It'll go back to a grid. I'm going to stick to the grid. That's what I'm familiar with. The key bits to know then are over on this left hand side, and I'm going to start with the new button. If I press the new button, I can create folders. I can upload files that I already have on my computer, so you could plug your pen drive in and transfer either a file at a time or the whole folder across to your drive at once. And then below that, I've got the option to create new workspace files straight from here in the OneDrive, and that's what I'm recommending that you do. I'm going to start though with a folder because it's always good practice to put your files into folders instead of having just loose files. You wouldn't do that in a classroom with loose sheets of paper lying about. You would put them in folders, trays and boxes and then into cupboards. So I've created my demo folder here, and if I go ahead and open that, you can see it's an empty space now. And in here, I can go back across to my new button, and I'm going to create a Google Doc just to get started. Always worth remembering when you start a new file to go up to the top left there, and it's currently called Untitled. I'm going to call it Demo Docs 1. And you'll see when I go back to my file, when I go back to my folder, I've now got my Google Doc that I created just a moment ago, and it is called Demo Docs there. If you need to change or edit anything about that file, you can do it by using the wee vertical ellipsis here, and I've got an option here to rename it. So you can see I've edited the name of it, and that's changed here immediately. You can then kick on from here and try creating different files. You can create folders within the folder. So again, I can add a new folder here. Let's call that subfolder. And you'll see I can have folders within folders to help me organise that more clearly. I hope that's been useful for getting started, and you're now able to find Drive, create folders and then create files within that.